Hello, welcome back. I'm willing to bet your PC just cannot handle streaming.
I hope that's not the case, because
Like streaming over Discord, I mean.
oh, in
This
fact, it can't
happened
handle
as
streaming
well.
and
Like
okay,
this happened during Thursday as well. Remember?
yeah, no,
So yeah, we were in a call, you, me, and like one other person, and you had been streaming the screen so that we could check over your character sheet
oh,
for yeah, and you lost connection.
god damn it.
Yeah, so I think that there really is just something that goes wrong whenever you try to pull up Discord streaming. It might be that you've got the like quality up too high or something like that.
I can try and edit that now, I guess.
I think you can also set up like a delay because I don't think you've got any delay going.
Technical difficulties, because I don't know how to fix that.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm going to stop streaming and then reconnect streaming. Okay, I have it on 72 and frame rate 15. I can't go any lower, apparently.
That should, I think, be fine.
What I was saying was I was talking. Okay, at what point did you stop hearing me?
When you started talking about blocking,
Blocking is a theater term that means it's movement. Basically, it's what movement means. We don't call it movement; you call it blocking. Theater's weird like that.
I do know that term. Like I've done some small theater stuff back when I was in high school, and like whenever I see people getting up on anything that could be kind of tangentially related to a stage, I do kind of understand like how certain things operate with that.
I was raised on this, so like a lot of terms, like this is one I recently relearned was incorrect, but my brain still falls to the urban version because that's how my brain works. But break a leg does not mean actually break your leg because theater luck is backwards. It basically means like get a standing ovation. It's just slang.
Yeah, I remember that one.
The Scottish play is still, accurate.
Because a lot of people died, I think, when doing that one.
The very first production of the play, everything, and I mean everything, went wrong. That play is cursed.
That play did not go good.
I've heard several different interpretations of how to get the curse off if you say the name of the play. My favorite is you go outside and swear for a couple minutes. But even like when I'm not on stage, or in a theater, like if I'm in my house, I still call it the Scottish play out loud. This has been drilled into me. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness.
Oh, to who?
As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it.
Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Grant? Worthy. You'll live to regret this, mark my words.
Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand.
Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. I think that's the phrase. I can't entirely be sure.
I think it's I'll look it up. I have a phone. I have an internet.
Take the horse by the reins is such a weird turn of phrase. I think it is like an actual phrase. It's just, I don't know. It just feels wrong almost.
Take the reins is to assume control or leadership of a situation, except especially boldly or forcefully. It's an idiom. No wonder it sounds weird to us. Sounds weird to me. Idioms are just naturally weird.
Uh-huh.
Now then, witness. That's me.
I keep reading yours. I'm sorry.
It's almost like you want to be Edgeworth, which, I mean, I understand why, but...
It is Edgeworth, let's be honest here.
Apparently in the more recent games, he's now Chief Prosecutor, which, I mean, good for him, but...
Honestly, that's probably the best change of, like, job that he could possibly get.
I think up to that point, all the Chief Prosecutors have been corrupt in some way, so...
Yeah, that's also what I'm thinking of, is just like, how many prosecutors were corrupt? Like, oh no. This is probably for the best.
Either corrupt or in trouble with the law at some point.
Yeah. Just everything goes wrong.
I kind of do wish they find some way to make the investigations games available on Steam, just so I can show you how wacky they get. Anyways, now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Sky. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Really? Really, news reports? You couldn't think of something any better?
I just want to point out, like, if everybody knows that this guy has done something and they're capable of calling it the Joe Dark killings, I feel like you need to do something about the guy.
We did. It was a spree killing, so I guess it's just after he got arrested. But even still,
yeah, I do recall. Like, I recently heard about a book essentially where the entire town knew that somebody was a criminal, that he was killing people, but they didn't have enough evidence to like bring anything forward. So everybody just had to keep acting like nothing was wrong.
You see, then you just bring him in on, rant. As much as I hate, as much I'm very big fan of ACAB, in that situation, just bring him in on, like Al Capone got arrested for tax evasion. Just do stuff like that. Small crimes for big crimes. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time.
Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman.
Who? Oh, right, him.
Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant?
I miss you, Sane Judge. Yes, it most certainly is.
The judge has a couple of wacky moments at the moment, but like he hasn't actually been too insane so far. It's mostly just been a couple of moments of like, what is this thing that you've talked about?
I really wanted to see investigation simply because I wanted to hear your Edgeworth voice. Is that wrong of me? I feel like that's not wrong of me.
No, it's not wrong of you. Well, okay then. I think you skipped one.
It was just it was just ellipses. Because he sure gave in fast implies that I didn't say.
Yeah.
Edgeworth didn't say anything.
He sure gave in fast.
Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago.
The trip to yesteryear has finally begun.
You do this a lot, don't you?
Phoenix or
The Ace Attorney games 2 years ago, 12 years ago, 10 years ago. There's a lot of cases where you go back to the past to solve a future crime.
in the year of our Lord, 17 AD. just pulling up like something from thousands of years ago.
Proving someone innocent all those years ago to directly to tie to current events. I hope this doesn't happen, but I'll be sort of not surprised if they bring up a case from the Great Ace Attorney as past evidence to be applied to a future case.
That I could see that happening.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neo Monstro rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. I'm gonna do that line again because I stumbled through that. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please don't mean Mr. Edgeworth. What does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
Why are we bringing out a 14-year-old's trauma again?
This seems like it was a bad idea.
Is she 12? Actually, no, take it back. I think she might be older than that.
I think she's 16.
Yeah, she has 16. So a 16-year-old's trauma?
Why are we forcing this small child to undergo therapy in the middle of my courtroom?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honor.
I'm trying to prove the existence of PTSD.
Apparently, no one's going to give me any benefits for it.
I keep trying to get payment for what happened to my father, but nobody wants to pay.
Apparently, it's not their problem, and stop bothering us.
And oh, woe is you. Did we skip over a Phoenix thing?
We did skip over Phoenix thing. That's my bad.
You gotta lock the buttons there. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Yeah, I will say, this is probably the only instance of questioning that seems as close to what a courtroom normally goes through at the start, because usually the prosecution and defense don't question the person at the same time. But, I guess we have to push on some things, don't we?
We do. One statement in particular.
About that?
I know, you tell me.
Or is it the next one? What did she say after that one? I think it's that one. Because she's had that whole thing of, like, the image. Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on dark. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights?
They don't stay on permanently? My god, that would explain my electricity bill! It was just about this
Actually,
time
no,
of...
that doesn't explain my electricity bill. Why am I being charged for lights being on all the time if they turn off automatically? Wait a minute.
That's not what I was going for, but you know what? You made... That's not what I was going for, but man, you took it to a better direction I can think of. It was just about this time of year. There's a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you should have been able to see anything, right?
Wait, but just then lightning flashed again outside. The sudden flash left an unforgettable image in the scene in my mind.
I see. Much like you did.
Haha, I've made a joke in my coat room.
I've made fun of a small girl's trauma. Oh, I feel. Oh no.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
Sorry, I'm just picturing him literally just going like, "I've made fun of a small girl's trauma." Oh no. just like going from very proud of what he said to just absolutely devastated as he realizes how cruel that was. Oh, the detective.
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. See, I was doing something with this, Judge.
Detective Bruce Goodman, victim. This is where we just hear more, I think. There's not really much of a reason to stop at this point. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Stop. We're already going through this.
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
Picture. Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? I feel like we need to ask about the picture because she's just brought it up in the courtroom.
Yep.
This picture the witness drew. Do we happen to have it? I believe it is a very important meaning. Does anybody have this picture, by the way? I've not yet seen it. Oh.
The list of evidence that was given 2 years ago didn't... You've lost me again, haven't you?
No. That was just me going, oh, because I was about to talk over you as Edgeworth.
But that list of evidence that was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. And we present it.
Do we have the picture?
Well, we have this, is apparently what we present.
Oh, yeah, because it just came up there, didn't it? And it is an evidence list.
No one?
Oh.
No one ever looked behind the picture? Like you do when you're given something?
You. No. Hold on. Don't go forward just yet. Don't go forward. Just hang on a second here. I understand that it's on the back of the evidence list. Okay, sure. That explains why it was hidden, you know, because that does make things a little bit confusing, doesn't it? Just one slight issue I have to bring up here. Why is it on the back of the evidence list? Just... Did nobody in the courtroom have paper? You're telling me that she told Detective Goodman about this moment, couldn't figure out how to say it, decided to draw it, and Detective Goodman went, "Ah, man, I forgot my notepad. Here's an evidence list. Just draw it on the back."
There's a blue... Their mascots running around killing people. All of the named detectives apparently have gimmicks. And that's what throws you off? Detective Bruce Goodman...
We just need to raise the department to the ground and start over. It's clearly something's gone wrong. It's less that this is like the last thing I question. It's more just this is the one that broke the camel's back, I think. Just fucking really. Also, it was ripped in half. No. There's so much wrong with this. Oh. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence?
Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that, as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! The other half of the evidence list. This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident? Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over. Ah, what's this?
You can turn these pieces of paper over?
You know what? In the judge's defense in this particular case, you're handed an evidence list and then you're told, "Oh no, it's not the evidence in the list; it's what's on the back of it." I would be confused by that as well. You know?
Fair enough.
That's okay. Turn it.
Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew!
Indeed, two-man epitome wrestling here.
He's about to elbow drop the other man! What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Hey.
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list.
Huh? These lists, they're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. Wow, Judge, you are actually being, helpful. What the fuck? Damn
Sorry, I skipped that. My bad. That was a mistake.
Damn. Get your finger off the A button. Stop it. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you.
What? What?
You know, I'd be pretty pissed about that too. Order! But Miss Sky, why did you draw your own picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
What? Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor. Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. No. Dear God, no. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth.
How thick are these pieces of paper? It's possible. Let me...
This piece on a notepad the entire time. I never thought to flip it. There's nothing else here. I understand his frustration, because he's literally just like, I had a crucial piece of evidence for 2 years, and I'd never thought to look at the back. Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask?
Sorry, Your Honor. There's indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing.
Oh. Okay. Actually, you know what? He may have seen it back then. He just didn't think anything of it. Because it's the fucking blue badger. We found him, folks. The true murderer.
It's the signal of the blue badger. We're all doomed.
That all makes sense. Emma's the one that summoned it that night.
It's actually a lot more hilarious. You want to be actually more hilarious?
What?
The Joe Duck killings were sacrificed to the blue badger, and it's incomplete. That's why it's still around.
Oh. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room.
And it's been killing police officers by the hundreds.
Security guards. I've lost 5 security guards this day alone. We can't keep this up. Okay, go ahead.
Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives.
I guess he was out of scrap paper. I like how Lana's very quiet there. She's just like, I did not expect for this to occur. Yes, please stop the music. Please stop it.
There's sounds of screaming in the background.
We kept the music going for too long.
It's been summoned. Quick, everyone, to your designated hiding stations. Release a criminal on jaywalking charges so he may eat and leave.
Oh.
This is a whole theme park based on it. I wonder. It'll be even more hilarious if, like, a Cthulhu Mythos story just had, like, Cthulhu and friends. Meet this friendly octopus monster.
Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
I don't know if you were sneezing or you were just didn't want. You were shocked at the nonsense I was saying.
I wasn't sneezing. I'm just like, God damn everything. Oh.
I don't know if theme parks were popular during Lovecraft's time, but knowing him, I'm surprised that if he went to a modern day amusement park with Mickey Mouse and all that, I'm pretty sure we would have a story about like a cult trying to drum up support and worship for Cthulhu by disguising it as a theme park.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma?
She's complete.
Besides the usual.
Besides the trauma.
She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture.
Oh, damn it, I lost connection at some point.
Oh, to what?
I don't know, apparently, from 209 to, from 309 to 323, because, I don't have one of the channels I am that lets me, post has, like, hey, this person that's, this person that's part of the group is...
Oh, screaming?
Yeah. And, it's nice to let me, lets us know, so it's easier to do that. But it also does that if, like, for instance, I forgot to post that I'm streaming in the first place. It also sort of, like, if someone, like, dips out and reconnects, it also posts that as well.
Ah. Yeah, that is pretty useful.
But again, like, if it gets disconnected and reconnected, there just be like spams of me. Which is why I actually get frustrated when I'm having connection problems, because I'm essentially spamming this chat.
Yeah, that's not good for anybody involved. I can understand like why that'd be very frustrating.
The picture I drew 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I don't understand where that man's voice came from. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. I should now say saw. Whatever. The picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. I am fixing my title screen real quick.
Oh dear.
I think it's just a minor spelling error, but it bothers me.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's that kind of thing. Just like I gotta get it just right. To think a
I don't
flash of
have
lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
I don't have much in the way of professionalism, but I have this.
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here.
I really wish I knew how to edit. I keep meaning to like look up and learn, but I keep getting distracted. Simply so I could edit the Outers Wild playthrough and your Battle Wars playthrough connected to mine in some way, just to show our different experiences. Namely, I'm the one who hasn't died twice in the intro before you even learned to respawn.
Still like how you left for a couple seconds and then you came back and I was just dead.
I had looked away. I didn't like leave. I looked away for a couple of seconds, because making sure everything was working on my end. And I came back, and you're apparently decided you could speedrun tactics in a game where falling damage existed.
No. It's because I wanted to try to get up to the route to the ship without having to go through the process of getting the code. And I thought it was possible. Unfortunately, it was not. Or at least if it is, I'm not good at it. Oh, that was a funny moment. I love that. Just hearing you come in, just like, why are you dead? Oh, this clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Hmm.
Well, we know there's a flaw in this statement.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, he was stabbed in the back. That's right. Forgot that. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew, it contains a blatant contradiction.
Rawr. Get it? Bearer of bad news. Right? Just stop. What?
That I'm now realizing that if Gerald ever has to like have a conference with anybody, he says that he's the bearer of bad news. There's just gonna be so many bear puns.
You want to explain to the group why that's the case?
My paladin became a werebear due to a tarot card.
I do find it hilarious. Out of all of the characters of drawing, you became a werebear. Joe's character became a giant, and I just got like wishes and like an extra life that I promptly wasted.
Ah, well.
Like, I should never get extra lives because I'm always like, I'm going to test to see if this works and lose it.
Yeah. usually the downside to extra lives. You never know when you're going to need it until it's too late.
I didn't end up needing it. It's the entire thing of that campaign, at least in that session. That's the one thing I regret was not just holding on to that life to be used again in like a story beat down the line. This is the theater actor in me. I think in scripts, and I think of, man, I wish they didn't waste that because that'd be cool later down the line.
I get that. I really do get that. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? The facing? How do you point to the facing? What?
No, I know.
Maybe?
I know what's wrong. I'm looking at the wiki. I know what they want you to press on.
Oh, the knife. Why the knife? No. Take a look at the knife this man is holding. What? You look close, you can see its tip is broken. What? Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
Oh, I know why. I know why this is a contradiction. Single stab wound. Weapon found in the wound was missing tip. Why would he be stabbed again?
Right.
Okay. Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
That's a conclusive piece of evidence to prove Joe Jark was the murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
Ow, my hand. And what, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem?
I should not have left the knife tip on the table. Oh, God. Get a medic.
They've all been eaten.
It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Oh! What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. Well, okay, it is, but the tip of the knife was found in the victim's body. It could have been broken beforehand, but that leads to all kinds of contradictions. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. But what does this mean? Dear sweet God, enough with the objections.
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is that the witness' memory is mistaken.
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time. But she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence?
You're treading on thin ice, right?
All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility.
Oh. Ah!
Order, order, order! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day.
Before we continue, do you notice that the detective right there has a pompadour?
I did see that, yeah. Also, the police officer he's talking to looks like he's face palming.
No, that's just how,
That's just Meekins.
No, I mean, this is 2 years ago. That's police officer salute in Japan.
Uh-huh. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room.
I need to kill again! I need to seal the beast!
And Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie.
I'm not lying! The man really was holding up a broken knife! If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual weapon. Actual murder weapon. Then there must have been another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being 2 broken knives? Fairly high. Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one?
I mean, yeah.
If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error.
Mr. Wright.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's a real murder weapon. Blunt force trauma?
No, it's this.
Oh, yeah, that. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past.
2 years ago.
We're already doing flashbacks. Stop it. We can't keep going into flashbacks, damn it. We're going to be here forever. Right here inside this picture.
This is
a
the
picture
picture.
of the awards ceremony.
This is also Edgeworth. This is a picture of the awards ceremony. I'm trying to think again. I'd pause before I should have. This is the picture of the awards ceremony. Ah!
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall's holding?
That's a broken knife.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order! 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 Neil Marshall was awarded the King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
Sorry, I'm just... Then why did he run after a known murderer? The police chief was behind him.
And the police chief was behind him, and like everybody else should have also been in the area, you know? The better question is, how did he get out of the fucking like interrogation room so easily?
People...
That's like the most heavily defended location.
People won't be hearing connection sounds. I accidentally disconnected the multiple port that's connected my keyboard and my controller to my computer.
Oh dear.
I reconnect. Yeah, that thing. I reconnected it. It's just I heard the sound of disconnection and then disconnection again, which means something like that was disconnected, and not my box where the game lives in.
Yeah, that's not great, is it?
If the box got disconnected, the game would crash.
Oh no.
And then we just have to speed through everything. But that can't be.
Oh? And why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
It sounds absurd.
Yes,
Because
it
of the
sounds
king.
absurd, but it seems to be the case.
Because if the king of prosecutors, a war knife was the murder weapon, then the murder and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, the man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh. Oh! Just love like the oh. Kind of
But that's you. I got myself.
The prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait! I remember now! I remember everything!
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth! What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back.
I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What? No.
What? You dare summon... Oh, no! Do not let that go public. She does not deserve to be publicly executed. She was just 14!
She was trying to defend herself. It's not her fault. You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half the time I drew this. It's back! This is excessive!
Get this device out of this courtroom now. It's summoning more of him.
All this time I'm trying so hard to forget the bloodshed. I must have locked this part away deep inside of me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Skye?
Yes, Your Honor.
First the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger? It should be interesting.
I saw the man raise his knife. I panicked and rushed out towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. It wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
This is certainly most unusual.
With our
just like, what the fuck am I listening to?
With our growing stupid lore about how murderous the blue badger is, the idea that it travels through time.
They traveled through time and murdered many, many people is just so silly.
The blue badger is the cause of everything.
It's behind all of the murders.
That's the devil on your shoulder. Try impossible! The chief of the detectives hadn't even designed him until this year.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
The demon that now resides in the blue badger did.
Yes, well, oh. Somebody really doesn't want this pursued.
Sorry, I was taking a drink.
No,
Stop!
That's fine.
Please, don't pursue this any further!
Lana. What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this! I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Skye. We've already come to this far. It's too late to turn back. Let me check my phone. Let me check my phone occasionally to make sure Mom has text like, "I'm coming home soon," and then "I'm home. Why aren't you opening the garage door so I can enter?"
Throw you under the bus in a way.
No, but she doesn't carry her key, so she'll be locked out.
Yeah, that'd be
I'm the only one who carries the key.
The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Whatever that is.
We have something that could be this, actually. Do you want to
Okay,
guess what? We have something that could answer this. Do you want to know what it is?
The vase.
Yes.
The thing that looks like it if you flip it upside down. Mysterious Blue Badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar.
But, Mr. Wright, it doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger.
Indeed, it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? Show them the correct angle to look at this from. Rotate. Rotate. Nope. 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 Not quite. I don't think. Maybe. Perhaps. Nope. Nope. You almost got it. Nope. Nope. Keep trying. Keep trying. Keep trying. You'll get there eventually, I'm sure. You'll find it. Uh-huh. You sure that's right?
I was thinking the prongs. Think it's this?
Uh-huh. No, no, no. I think, if I was to guess, like, the way that we're looking at it, it's kind of wrong here. You need to think about it in the way of, like, there are 3 different parts. We have to kind of get it so that they're all up and then to the left and right. So you'll probably want to rotate it that way. Yep, yep. Almost. I think that's just about it. It's like it's around there somewhere.
Take that!
This isn't right. I've got to make it look more like a badger.
Objection!
Allow me to remind defendants that this case hinges on the witness's drawing. Mr. Wright cannot match the shape of the witness draw. We cannot accept his claim.
Gotta find just the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a bit more, or horizontally. Have to show them the correct angle to look at this from. Dear God, what is the fucking angle for this thing? Is it, like, do they expect us to use the handle? Because it's missing a part. Like, it's missing one chipped off part.
I'm just gonna look it up.
Annoying. Yeah, definitely do that. This was... So, I've played through this particular court case before, and this particular court case annoyed the fuck out of me. Wait. Oh, there we go. I had a black screen for your stream for a second there, Nam, but it was because you had crashed a bit ago. But this court case annoyed the absolute fuck out of me because of stuff like this. Because it doesn't really give you a way to overlap the drawing or anything like that to give you kind of like a decent idea. And it's also... Oh my fucking God. Is that how it's supposed to look?
According to the thing I just looked up, yeah.
I thought, you know, it's stuff like this that is just like, God damn it. Because you would expect, if you like rotate it a bit more really quick, like, no, other way, like up and down. Down, I guess. I don't know how you're rotating this.
I'm using the right stick to rotate.
I know you are. I'm just not sure which way is up and down on the thumbstick.
This is down. This is up.
Okay, keep going down. So, like, you see this broken piece here, yeah?
Yeah.
My first instinct when I see this thing is like, oh, maybe that had snapped off, but maybe it was intact when it was first there. Okay, the other ones look like balls, so maybe I have to somehow align that right. No, you got to go with the bottom of the jar, which I just want to point out how off that is. Because if you look at this thing, I would not think to grab it by the handle if I was going to use it as a weapon. I'd grab it by the base, where you've got that thin neck that works wonderfully as a baseball bat handle.
Maybe it's maybe it's not really structurally sound, or doesn't feel structurally sound at the base.
Sure, but the top of it was what was broken, which implies that the top of the jar.
What do you mean? I did what the?
And there's this.
It's not perfect.
Yeah, they don't allow for a lot of room for error, which is not great. I like what they were going for with this. I like the idea. In fact, other games have done something similar. It tilted a little bit more. I think that's not quite there.
Like this way, or
Other way. Yeah, like that, maybe. Did I do it? Probably. Nope, too much. I think maybe like that. No. Almost.
I guess that might work.
Maybe.
Finish your thought before I try.
There's not much room for error on this, unfortunately. You have to get it directly, like 100% perfect. And it would actually be easier if we were not going off of the blue badger that is the cardboard cutout, but instead if we were trying to go off of the blue badger that was from the drawing that Emma did, because that one doesn't have as much curve. It's it's basically 3 prongs. It's very straight. It's a little easier to judge where you're going for it. But instead, they put up the blue fucking badger and play this music in the background while you're trying to get this thing exactly right in a very finicky system that requires near pinpoint perfection to get it right. The room for error is so small, it's infuriating.
Also, imagine doing this on the stylus.
Yes, where you have to use the stylus to rotate things and such like that.
Or your finger if you lose it, like a lot of people have done.
Yep. Because that's happened a lot to people.
I went through a lot of toothpicks as a kid.
Okay, we got it. Fucking hell. Well, is this a miracle or what? You see, like, it doesn't droop as much in the drawing. Look at the droopiness of the left and right in the blue badger. What the hell?
Ugh.
No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger. Okay, we aren't trying to do that, though. It's to the drawing. God damn it.
No! It can't be! Yeah, Shinjuku, like, I don't know why, but a lot of puzzles in later games have like you have to do this exactly. Nope, it wouldn't logically be like this. Nope, you have to do this exactly, and that's why I'm like, we should stage this out, because eventually it's going to get to the point where we want to tear our hairs out.
Yeah, it is like just, oh god, you can increase the range of what you are trying to display. You do not need to get it this picture perfect. And I think that is the biggest hindrance to this particular section of the games.
It like shows up in investigations too, where you have to click what's wrong with this picture, and Jill Apocalypse did it, and basically it's like, not exactly, but also it's like a few inches to the left off, like that's just being picky for padding.
Yeah. It's not great. I know what they were going for. I think it could be a good mechanic. It's just not executed as good as it could be, which is really unfortunate. The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger we witnessed on the day of this crime was actually a pot.
Objection!
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point?
What do you mean?
So the badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything!
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth.
No, I'm not!
You see, this changes everything, namely the bloody fucking jar.
We're not looking at that. That's later. Indeed? Very well then, please tell us. What's the difference now that we know the witness saw this jar? The location.
Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Leia. The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant.
Objection!
But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself.
Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office.
Objection!
You're implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly.
I've driven him mad.
If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? Finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
Ah!
A suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword. That is not a sword. Yes. No, Your Honor. That's not a sword. That's a spear. It says the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife. He would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Man, Emma's strong as a 14-year-old. No.
It's all that scientific work. It's a great workout, you know, carrying all that equipment.
No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes.
I am thinking.
There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
So I just realized this is just tapping on Edward's trauma button again.
It really is, yeah. Another possibility. Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless, I don't know if I could go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place, the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No!
That would terrify most people, I think.
I have
The
terrifying.
sudden realization of that.
Yeah, some realization you killed someone.
That you killed the person that was trying to help you.
I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So is the witness who took the victim's life.
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust something.
Hmm.
And my keyboard's touching something. The problem with having an external keyboard and the fact that I don't fix this is that unless I have to position it onto my normal keyboard in some way, if I don't position it perfectly, it occasionally presses down buttons, which leads to problems.
Yeah, that is a bit of an issue. And then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
I'm sure it's happened before, so Judge. People are stupid. Just double checking, that's all. What? What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances,
Joe Dark murdered Professor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep everyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believing your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're gonna have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall?
evidence.
I'm gonna bet you don't.
Yes, it would certainly be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If you don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. All parties involved in the incident are dead.
We certainly can't get dead people to testify.
Currently,
He says, forgetting about a certain incident before.
I said currently. She's in faraway, medium training land.
This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Oh, go ahead.
Touché, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility?
I just heard my mom laugh. Mom's home.
Okay.
And I heard her in the building, so now I'm worried and scared. I'm going to talk to her real quick because I didn't get any messaging from her, so now I'm worried. Be right back. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Go do your thing. I understand it's kind of important. I was doing that. I'm going to look into some mouse of mine has been double clicking. I may need to open it up, which is a little concerning. The joys of trying to fix things. The joys of trying to fix things. Let's see. It's like the G903, and it's double clicking with the left click, which is just like, wonderful.
So not only is she in the house, she's in her bedroom, which is next to mine.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I didn't get you text. I'm so sorry. She's like, no, it's fine. So she's either been carrying her key, or She must be carrying her key because we don't have an automatic door opener.
Huh.
I don't think I left the door open when I took out the trash. I have to take out the trash to the garage because the way to get to the bins is outside on the side. The door to the side is warped. Basically where you lock in the metal bit.
Uh-huh.
And as a result, you basically have to lift it up and move it, and that's hard to do on your own. So what I've been doing, because it fits, is dragging out the garbage thing and put it through the garage door, because at least, I can just lift that. But it also means that when, like tomorrow, when I have to make sure I watch when the garage picks it up, because then I have to drag it back the same way. This has been the weird, complicated life this house has given me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about your mouse.
No worries. I think I could probably fix it. It's just I might need to open it up.
Still you.
Oh yeah, sorry. Was looking at some stuff. It's fine. It's minor double clicking, so it's not as bad as it could be. Just every so often it'll double click. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. That was message. I don't know why I miswrote that badly. A massage from beyond the grave. I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, in one matter or another. That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, is this the only possibility left to you? A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? Gotta think back to the court record. Remember his name that the victim may have left behind.
Is in the evidence.
This message from the deceased is already in our possession.
Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Oops. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it might be.
Now then, Mr. Wright. Please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased.
The jar!
Yes. It has something on it.
Although after seeing like parts of RT Games playthrough where he just was like, Your Honor,
Badge.
this badge proves that I am a defense attorney. At any possible outcome.
Is just throwing it to the wind every 5 seconds. This is the message left by the deceased.
It might also be fun to do Socrates Jones, pro philosopher, simply because it's the same formula but with philosophy ideas. And in itself has its own ace attorney. This is clearly the wrong choice, where it just basically insult the other person. It's never used, but it's hilarious. It's an option.
This is that blue badger from before, right?
It's gonna just speak the killer's name. If the thing could, I'm sure it would. Along the names of all its other victims.
It looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar. What do you mean?
You look close. That's you. My bad.
Look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
Looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there was a liner here, drawn in blood.
So what you're saying is that these dots were once lines.
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away.
I was gonna say, that's not me, man.
No, I was wondering what what it looks like in the Japanese version because they use kanji.
Oh, yeah.
They completely changed the design of the blood spatter.
I mean, it makes sense. You would have to do that in order to get it to work right.
Like, I'll show you a picture of what it looks like in the Japanese version so you can, like, compare.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sending you the link to the actual article. I can't fix that, but it's way down.
Oh, yeah. It like, is full-on kanji. Impressive. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points. And the victim's message will become apparent.
No.
Oh, Mr. Wright. What kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Gotta connect these dots to make letters. Saying one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. His murderer's name. But... I don't
Yeah,
need to connect the E.
Yeah, I know. I'm pulling I'm pulling it back up just so I know exactly how to make it because I don't want it to be like, you did this incorrectly, even though it clearly says Emma.
Certain lines want to be drawn in certain ways.
Yeah, just in case. There.
Okay, watch me wrong.
I will eat my controller live on stream.
It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocent. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Like, a slight jump ahead, but I do like how this is actually handled.
Of all the people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Sky. See you, Withy. Can't say I didn't warn you.
Who could this possibly be? Chief Gant.
I had honestly just wanted to say Chief Gant. His name is kind of fun to say.
It is. DAMON GANT. It almost feels like a it almost feels like the tone you would use to say his name in a fighting game.
Yeah, it does. You understand the implications of what you've done?
What? What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in this case, were you not?
I know you're currently doing a game that has... Oh, wait, no, you're not doing it. You're doing 2 games where actually this could work. I would love to see you do a voice for a villain in one of the games you're running.
There is a character that I've recently discovered for the Lancer game that I'm going to bring up because that's going to be a very fun one. But I'll have to figure out where I can put Gant in. Well, you know what? I know exactly where I can put him in. Okay, I have them. I have an idea. I think I've already actually seeded this one. Oh, that'll be really fun.
For those of you who don't know, Kyle, between the two of us, Kyle is running 2 campaigns and has run solo campaigns, and I just don't have the skills for it. So I suffer a lot. But currently we're in a Lancer campaign, which is pretty much like, if you've seen Megas XLR or any sort of mech anime, it's that as an RPG. A lot of customization, a lot of this is my mech. It has 3 arms, 2 of which hold shotguns, and one of it is a gigantic fist. This mech is a bunch of drones. This mech explodes with the person inside it. They'll be fine.
They're not fun.
Now, they'll be fine. Don't look at the bodies. And the other game he runs is Blades in the Dark, which I heard is getting an anime, and not an anime, a TV show. So hopefully, whenever I explain this to whenever I explain this to Dad, I'd be like, it's like that show, Blades in the Dark. I do like it when more tabletops get like more media attention, because as much as I like Dungeons and Dragons, I do kind of wish more. It's like, there's other tabletop games if you don't want to play Dungeons and Dragons. There's an entire series about urban fantasy where everything kind of sucks, but you just bear with it, called World of Darkness, currently Chronicles of Darkness. You might have heard it from the fact that Vampire the Masquerade is from it. I would really love it if everyone does like Vampire Masquerade or something like that. I would love to be like more scene of either more mage or more of like changeling or any of those ones we've done, or even the fan one, Princess, which I keep forgetting is fan. I would love to see an anime based on Princess.
Princess the Hopeful.
Yeah.
Which you do not have to be a magical girl. You could be one like a Power Ranger essentially. You can do all kinds of stuff with that one.
The proper term is nobles, but it still has. We go for a lot of games where we're able to customize a lot of stuff, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We really like a bit more freedom with our games, I think. Just the idea of creating very unique characters by taking little things from other locations. It seems to be a big thing with us sometimes.
Like, for instance, in Lancer, I'm playing. What started out as me just going, I wonder if I can just make a weird combination of Herc and Nick from Far Cry 5. And then it just bloomed into a Guerrilla Fire, same deal in Far Cry 5, but also a former radio man, a former mechanic, so he has a lot of engineered skills. Mom's in my room.
I just find that funny. But yes, the big point is that we play a lot of different games, and we're very big fans of tabletop in general, so all of this kind of stuff is rather nice. It's nice to kind of go around and talk about different games and kind of get inspiration from the locations. Most tabletop GMs draw from things that they've seen from other people. A lot of stuff is iterative today, where it's based on another concept. Even stuff from a while ago was iterative. The main concept of Star Wars, for instance, is based off of kind of King Arthur. The hero gets a hold of a magical weapon, has a wizard for a mentor, and draws together a large group of comrades and loyal friends to form a new kingdom. Like, that is Star Wars. What's really funny is when you start comparing Star Wars to Harry Potter, where it's like, yep, they got a magical space stick or magical like stick thing. Their mentor is a really old guy who dies. It's just there's a lot. There was like I can't remember where I saw it, but it was a very funny moment of like, yep, these two are very similar to each other. It blows everybody's mind.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Well, okay, he wasn't innocent. Not only that, but used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Chief, Police Chief Gant, he still did murder at least 5 people.
At minimum, 5. Possibly more.
We don't know how far, how he confessed or exactly when he started his murder spree. For all we know, there's unsolved murders tied to him.
Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable.
Spree killer. The term is spree killer.
Listen, it's Ace Attorney. They don't know the term.
Sorry, it's just...
Sorry to just like throw that wrench into the works, but you know that's true.
No, it's true. It's just imagine someone getting off because they got the technicalities wrong. He's not a serial killer. He's a spree killer. All right, fine. Case dismissed. God.
Wait, no. Hold on a minute.
Wait, back up.
Wait, we can't. No.
You have to dot your I's and cross your T's.
But this is not the case where he should be doing that. He murdered a lot of people. I'm afraid that's not important. What do you mean that's not important? That is drastically important, actually. Like, seriously.
He was innocent of one crime. Nothing. Like, I'm gonna pull up the court record and see if I still have this, but... Genuine support. But, like, trying to find, like... Oh, there it is.
Yeah, they have something in the files.
Yeah, he killed 5 people!
6.
Oh, they're disputing Neil Marshall.
Oh, Neil Marshall's, yeah, 5. Well, hold on a second. So, yeah, there are 5 people in this list that died directly because of him. Let's also point out that he was attacking in the police station Emma Skye in the head prosecutor's office. Like, yeah, sure, okay, he didn't kill Neil Marshall, but he was going to. They got into a fight because Neil Marshall tried to stop him from killing Emma. This happened in the police station with Gant just behind him. Regardless of like what happened during the brawl, the inciting incident was Joe Dark trying to kill Emma Skye.
Guys, I don't think Damon Gant's on the up and up.
I don't think Damon Gant knows the law. That's what I think.
You say that, but actually...
Okay, you know? Then you know, we aren't defenders of justice.
I don't know if you remember, once it come up, you're gonna laugh.
What? Yeah, I'd be confused by that one too, right? We're merely keepers of the law. You know...
This isn't the part where I said you're gonna laugh, but...
I know, I'm just looking at this like, sir, you are directly stating that you have basically decided that the law is more important than justice, which, that's a sign of a broken system.
It is a trope,
A very
to be
broken
fair.
system, in fact. Yeah, but usually that's a bad thing to just admit to the court.
Yet normally in Lost, it's like a moral choice for a character to pick. It's which is why one of my
Yeah.
favorite tropes. It's called to be lawful or to be good. It's basically a case of do I follow the law or do I follow the spirit of law?
Yeah, that is like going on a bit of a tangent here. Why?
Like that stopped us before. To be fair.
Yeah, like this is why the lawful side of Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons is a very complex system where lawful good believes that the system can be utilized for good and works within the system to root out corruption and create a better world, essentially. They think that the laws should serve the citizens, not the other way around. Lawful neutral mostly adheres to the rule of law. They don't really make a judgment one way or another of whether or not it is good or bad, just that the law must exist. Lawful evil utilizes the law itself to their own advantage. They utilize the law to oppress others, to basically create situations where they benefit, or in some cases, even they will follow the law even if that law is something that harms other people. This is why Hell Knights in Pathfinder have such a bad reputation. Most Hell Knights are set in Cheliax, which the law there is based off of a set of laws created in Hell. Not all of the laws from Hell are applicable in Cheliax, but a number of them are, and a lot of those laws directly cause the deaths of others. But the Hell Knights believe that the upholding of the law is the important part, and as such tend to commit various crimes in Cheliax. Not every Hell Knight group is terrible, though. Some are actually pretty good. There are some that go directly after kidnappers, and there is the Order of the Nail, who is kind of like an anti-hero at best. The Order of the Nail's leader is actually lawful good. So the law and the lawful side of things can be very complicated in most alignment systems. It's kind of worth looking at.
I've even for a game that Kyle is not running, it happens. I play a bard who's trying to flee slaves, and that might seem noble and all that. He's breaking the law because technically in Pathfinder, slavery is legal.
In certain areas, it should be noted.
Yeah, in certain areas, to be fair. So
once again, this actually brings up Cheliax because the place that usually he'd be working out of would be Cheliax, which Cheliax's law allows for certain levels of slavery.
So, in instance, I can play a character to something noble as freeing slavery and still be considered lawful good because I'm breaking the law. But additionally, this is like a little bit spoilery for Kyle, but I think I've actually discussed with him before. His brother, I really hope everyone else, this is the one time I hope that people that our friends that we play with aren't watching my stream. If you are watching my stream, mute the stream, wait until the dialogue starts moving, then unmute the stream.
Good to say.
Edward's brother's Nathan, basically becomes disillusioned with the whole what they're doing and is so adamant on following the law. He's disowned because among other things tried to kidnap Edward away from the family in an attempt to prevent him from becoming a criminal, and Edward despises him because of this. I even have in my mental notes that if it comes up, because I'm not sure if it will come up because I don't know what's going to happen. Edward will basically shift gears and become outright hostile to it has come occasionally where Edward become hostile to a character, but more a case of if he recognizes Nathan, I have him as a paladin. If he recognizes Nathan, Edward will stop everything to attack Nathan. I have it it's an interesting character trope because this is a family member that betrayed him. And so he's not going to give him a second chance to betray him in some fashion. He's just going to be on site, which might seem a little bit hanky, but I've also written I made a timeline, and I basically wrote that after he left, Edward basically became hyper-focused on his work to the point of affecting his physical health, so he's not in he like got help eventually for it, but it's not a good relationship he has with his brother. Anyways,
sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery.
oh, I should definitely add, but that would fall under the reason I bring this up is because the person in question, because I made dialogue, I don't want to make that speech again. It would because I wrote them as being lawful neutral because of this. They're following the law. They're not following the law in an attempt to help others. They're just following the law strictly. Anyways, sorry. I wanted to roll back to explain why I brought that up.
Yeah.
So-
Ultimate responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on in the prosecutor's office?
They may have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault?
Order! 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 The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to sell the crowd, the judge declared a recess.
Okay, so I understand the joke version of recess, which means like plain. Does it really just means take a break from court?
Yeah. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. To be continued right now. After all, we aren't done yet. I don't think.
We're not done yet. No, we need a more satisfying conclusion to this. We haven't seen anyone's breakdown animation.
Oh yeah, good point. Sorry, Edgeworth.
It isn't over until someone has a borderline temper tantrum of epic proportions. Sometimes multiple people.
It'll happen, don't worry. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Also, I want to do investigations with you simply because Gumshoe is a character that appears multiple times, and I want to try my hand at doing Gumshoe, but I don't want to take it from you. But we have said that if we're doing investigations, you'll be playing Edgeworth, so I have a chance to play Gumshoe.
Oh, good point. Good point. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. I take it Lana's having you run errands again. I'll tell you, this is the last time, pal.
This game.
Here, she asked me to give you this. She asked me to give this to you if there was a break today in today's trial. I'm stuck all over that.
It happens to the best of us. You see me do this multiple times in this session alone.
Yep. Evidence law? Edgeworth was talking about this just the other day.
This is a flashback, so I can't say anything. This will also never be brought up again.
Yeah, I know. That is the worst part about this one, I think. The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. him. I like how they made the book look like it's a child's picture book almost. Like what's up with the drawing on the front? Why is there no? You can see the drawing just fine in the top left corner.
No, it's why I was hoping I could read through it because it's a lot more childish than you think it is.
Oh no.
That's it.
Wow. There's only 2 rules.
There's only 2 rules of evidence law. This entire book is a storybook based around this to teach young children. I don't think you said this.
I feel like there should be more. You know, of all the things, there should really be more. But oh well, I can't be the one to decide what goes into an evidence book. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh?
When you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor seat? Despite all these allegations being thrown at me?
Mr. Edgeworth.
Real trial today hasn't begun yet.
What? Where else? What else is there left to do?
Said the audience.
Said everybody involved. The credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of.
I'm pretty sure evidence rule number 3, if forged evidence if evidence revealed been forged later, no one's to be blamed.
I think like it's actually more along the lines of like there is actually rules about whether or not evidence can be admitted if it was acquired through illegal means. And forged evidence, I think, would be more on the head of the person that created it than on whoever presented it in court. So also, we all know that this actually goes and flips when it happens to write later on. Because that's a thing.
Yep.
So the inconsistency is kind of just built up over time.
I don't think I think you just like try to hand wave it by saying the laws of the law keep changing for some opportunity, like politicians or something like that. No, it's just like, yeah, we covered this. We're going to not apply any of this.
Oh, gosh.
This is still you.
Oh, yes. Emma Sky found out she's unwittingly caused a man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You've got to be kidding me, pal. You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him. No matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end.
Also, I gotta say, I really hope I don't lose Clyde because I don't know. I understand there's like a cloning situation, but you also said cloning people don't keep their memories.
It's alright. Like, even if your mech is destroyed, you don't immediately die.
I know, but we're currently in a situation where pirates are around. They probably will kill the pilot on sight.
That's only if you eject out of your mech, and only if worse things happen while you're inside the mech. There's actually some mechs that are designed to protect their occupants, no matter what.
Is that including the ones that explode as an ability?
Kinda.
Of course. Of course, it's kinda. Still you.
But we're now reconvened for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor?
the inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions.
Thank you for the news, Your Honor.
Yes, well,
I do find it hilarious the fact that, as we stated, he becomes chief prosecutor, so the clear disinfect his career. He just basically, very quick, he just basically goes on sabbatical.
yeah, he really does. Just like, yes, you've been put on administrative leave for 3 days. Enjoy your break.
Actually, I would like to take a year off to center myself. Like, all right, and then he's just gone.
And he's just gone.
They act like he's dead. He's not. He's just not in the country anymore.
He's just taking a break. Oh. Normally, this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness. But, this isn't easy to say. You see, there's some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have,
Struck a bargain? You think I might have manipulated the witnesses?
I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking about... They're talking about
Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution.
a solution.
That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses.
What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing. What the fuck? Judge. Come here. Come here for a minute.
Yes, what? What is it, young man who suddenly appeared in my courtroom?
This is a normal occurrence.
Bailiff, haul this lunatic away from my... remember, Paul, it's a apocalyptic combination of American and Japanese law.
Even so, are you telling me the defense has never had the ability to call forth witnesses? I think we actually did that during one of the trials.
Shukatumi doesn't know his lore. Shutakumi doesn't know his lore.
We did this twice in the past 2 trials. We called forth the small boy in the samurai turnabout case, and then we called forth a fucking parrot. This is less than a month apart. At least from the last one. Like, it was very recently.
I think he's implying it hasn't been happening without the prosecution going over the witness.
Maybe? Well, no, because that's also happened. That's happened 3 times.
And then I got nothing. Let's just move on. Because otherwise we're just freaking out about this all day. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement. Now you see why I basically went like, okay, let's start taking breaks between cases.
Yeah, we're gonna just like shred the judge apart on... We're just gonna hand him the law book, just like, you need to read this. This clearly Wright's not the one that needs this the most.
Oh, you don't understand. Judges get a different version.
Oh no.
But a very effective one. And to prove I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal.
I gotta say, Edgeworth, once Edgeworth is free from his burdens, he's very good at finding the truth.
He is. He's understood entirely. That's just like, yes. I can relax now.
Do you know what it's like to sleep and not wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat? I can go through the entire... I can sleep for a week without having to drink tea and coffee. It's so relaxing.
Would you like coffee now? No, take that away. I hate the dreadful stuff.
I've always hated it. No matter how much cream and sugar, that taste is always in my mouth. And then we all find out that Edgeworth is autistic in the smallest bits where certain tastes is just he's abhorrent to.
Oh, you know what it is? It's literally just like he hasn't had good coffee. It's only instant coffee because he doesn't.
Oh, it's only instant and coffee from police stations.
Yes. God, having worked in an office, the instant coffee is the fucking worst.
You worked in an office?
Yeah, for a little while at least.
Huh. Trying to imagine you as an office worker, and I can't put my head around it.
Yeah. It was boring as all hell.
I shake it. I mean, that's makes sense. I'm trying to imagine you in a tie, and that's what's not working.
Oh, I didn't wear ties.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Never mind that.
You skipped it.
He just said now it's settled.
The defense may now call forth the next witness. Very confused by the situation.
Mr. Wright, you do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, the trial is as good as over.
The defense calls... Who are we supposed to call here?
Gant.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's the hint right there. The time's finally come to bring up the real murder. Excuse me, Gant, would you mind coming to the stand? We have some questions.
We call Bruce Goodman, he's there like, I can tell you what happened!
Yes, Detective Gumshoe.
Take that!
Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime.
No one else is telling us about the crime. We have to find our own witnesses.
I feel we should hear what he has to say about it.
As luck would have it, he should be still in the courthouse. It would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
True. All right. Bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand.
I also kind of like Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton on Steam. That also has a wackadoo. What?
Is that on Steam, or is it still not on Steam yet?
I don't think it's on Steam. I wish it was on Steam. That also has a wackadoo plot, but also there's voice acting, so we don't have to say as much.
Oh, yeah. That'd be good.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this? Some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch.
It's 6 p.m. Actually, don't know what time it is. I wasn't paying attention to the blurb.
5:12. Well, okay, for you it would be about 8:12.
Yeah, 8. No, I meant the time in game. I'm just...
Oh, yeah. It would probably be in the afternoon, though.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Wendy, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant.
I'm kind of wondering how you're gonna do his breakdown.
Fine. I'll figure it out when I see it. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police.
I can send it to you real quick. You can just mute it so you can see how it goes.
Yeah, no, like really quick though, the fact that he is the acting chief of police is interesting.
Explain what this what would that mean in this context.
So that means that he is not the actual chief of police. Instead, he is the deputy chief of police or the highest ranking officer that can take the chief of police's position. The reason that kind of matters in this case is that normally the chief of police would be handling these trial cases and such like that, but this implies that the chief of police is out of action or is doing something else. This also really heavily implies that the chief of police has pulled himself away from the investigation for some reason. Because I think he's been in the building. We've seen him.
I think, yeah. What? That makes sense. But now but I doubt they're going to bring it up. What that means.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I do wish they did, because that is actually very interesting as a concept that he's not the actual chief of police. Oh, right. What's with the grim face?
I shared a link to the breakdown, just at the breakdown, so you don't skip, aren't spoiled much.
1 second.
Because that goes fast, so I want to make sure you understand.
Yeah, I see that. I think just like a lot of laughing.
Alright, that makes sense. I just didn't want that sprung on you when you didn't have any idea what to do.
No worries. That's an interesting one.
It's like an actual breakdown. Literally. To be fair, I think at that exact moment you sort of reveal how he's basically got himself. You know what? We'll get to it. We'll
get there. First, let's clear up the SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when the system murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh? Like what? Like the role you played in all of this.
Paladin.
No, Gant. That's not what I mean.
Oh.
Son, either you're very brave, or you're very foolish.
I'm sorry, I was going to try and pull out Mage the Awakening classes, but immediately forgot all of them other than Morse. To be fair, we have a lot of Morses, and I think I played them a couple of times simply because, you talk to the dead.
Yeah, it is rather fun.
The dead are very uncooperative because they're stuck in a 60-second loop, but you talk to the dead.
You are aware, of course, the police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure, take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. No, that's not how that goes.
And will you be arrested on contempt of court and spend the night in jail?
Yeah, you would be in a lot of cases, actually. Because, yeah, you could state that you plead the fifth. However, there kind of comes a point where pleading the fifth repeatedly causes issues and can be seen as kind of weaponizing the court a bit. The judge will not like that, usually.
I think, you're allowed to plead the fifth in, where it's would incriminate you if you're, a witness or something.
Yeah, it would incriminate. If it's going to incriminate you, you can do that, but not all the time.
I remember an episode of Bones where one of the characters named I remember Caroline. I always remember Caroline first because she's one of my favorite characters. Where one of the characters basically I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to jeopardize my friend. And Caroline basically goes, "No, you have to. You can't use plead the fifth in this." Caroline's the best.
Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. That is not okay.
Oh, they say it right here. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks.
But don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony.
I do want to say real quick, going by the Lancer, he kind of, like in the HD thing, he kind of does look like Lancer imagery.
Yeah,
Like, it's the same art style.
it is a bit, yeah. Well, there is some differences, but it is very close. It has that very glossy kind of shine to a lot of stuff.
It's close enough that if you told me it's from the same artist, I would believe you.
Yeah. It's definitely been touched up a lot, and there's been details added that I do like.
As you can see from the link I sent you, which is from the original version.
The very, like, 9-bit kind of style, or not even 9-bit, like, very pixelated style there compared to the cleaner style here. I kind of like the cleaner style, honestly. Anyways, as I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. And to make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either.
I'm looking through like the concept art, and there's like a lot of more interesting images. And apparently, he used to have a blue suit with a lot more.
Immediately in that statement.
Yeah.
When I went to my office, I found Lana there.
Sorry, I'm distracted by the concept art. I'll be really quick. There's one where he kind of looks like Sojiro a bit, like a younger Sojiro from Persona 5.
Interesting.
It's like clearly from concept art, so they're clearly like, we're gonna make his face fuller or make him look older. But it's interesting to see what that Demon Gant would have been like.
It would have been interesting, yeah.
I will show you for your own purposes because nothing else.
Looks good.
Because it looks good and nothing else, you could probably use it as a character design later on.
Yeah, I could probably do that. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I better hit him hard and fast.
We can't really press evidence on that. But according to, I'm going by the wiki because it's getting late and I kind of want to finish this. As much as I like this game, I don't want to do this next week. I want to do something else.
Well, this is, I think, like the final part, isn't it?
There's like more testimony from Lana.
Oh, yeah, okay. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that is a claim that you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar, for example. Oh, that's that blue badger you showed us earlier.
Judge, please!
A piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence list I presented earlier. was actually found inside your desk. It was found where? You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this? Oh! He's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it, then? That you were involved in the forgery?
I do like the idea that even as a villain, he's still a little bit impressed with Phoenix.
Yep. Who, me? What do you mean, you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. The prosecutor's not the other ones capable of forging evidence, you know.
This is spoilers, viewers.
Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Raito?
Objection!
However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation.
Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law.
Not even judges.
Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment.
Not even bailiffs. I'm just letting you know, no one is exempt from the law.
What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. There's a good reason Detective Gumshoe leaves the office. He
Yeah.
literally cannot afford to work there. Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office. And their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together.
I'm older than you.
You see the fact that I am bald and have a very gray beard? Yes, that means I'm older than you. You can't. It seems you've forgotten that again. How you have dementia before me, I don't know.
Head injury, I believe. It actually can happen, jokes aside.
Yeah. Let's see, what was it now? Jaw fragment and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Something like that. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Doc was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in the forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
You said acting. Pick one.
Yeah, I know. Ooh. Indeed, I believe we will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again.
Ooh, that felt nice to hear.
My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. All right, Haji. In return, though. I know. That place, right? Huh? What are these guys, telepathic?
One, two.
We need to press on something?
Yeah, we need to press on the fifth and final one. 3, 4. Oh, alright. I thought I meant 2 separate ones.
Well, it's because he probably expands on it. Really, Chief Gant. At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh! The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That that in itself is sufficient motive.
He's right, you know.
Oh, oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think that I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth?
Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway.
Ah! Be careful with pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at.
So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, and you did it for someone else.
Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that.
I'm a selfish bitch!
I don't give a fuck. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Archie, would you mind if I changed my testimony a little? By all means, please do.
And then we press... Should I press the learn button?
Nothing in it for you. Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, wasn't it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd be better think again.
You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone.
Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
You seem lax enough on yourself, though.
Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. There could be something in it for him. Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone else? True, you might not help out anyone for their sake. But if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Very well, then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence?
Sorry, just imagine that just like, I'm trying to save your career, my boy!
Just Lana Sky, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the person that would benefit the most from it. Because Emma, you know, why would he help out Emma? But Lana, the chief prosecutor, yeah. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky, the defendant. I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gantz, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean?
Damon Gant also kind of looks like a business executive.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hair, I think.
Yeah, I think so. After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this?
We would use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, we would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations.
Do you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? What? Oh no.
He's going. He needs to retire.
Oh no.
You can have him appear in future cases. Just have him in like a Hawaiian shirt.
Chief, or not Chief, Judge, buddy, you good? You okay?
I'm so tired.
I get it. I understand. Just are you all right?
There's no one to release me.
Yeah, I suppose, but still, you all right? Okay. Oh, wait. You must be puppet, isn't someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief, as he just like skims over what just happened.
We don't have time to unpack that.
We really can't have a conversation about that right now. We got to keep going. You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her. Right on, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana... She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I fear without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than conjecture.
Unless that is also what happened in this incident.
This incident? Which one would that be?
Be fair to the judge, there's been a lot of incidents in a very short time period.
In this case, at least it makes sense that he's confused, because it's just like, we've had 5.
Yeah, 5 and they're growing.
We have problems in this city.
Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue.
I'm already losing my job, I don't care anymore.
Wouldn't want you to get hurt.
I plan to go into sabbatical and release a tell-all story of my being raised by Yvonne Carbaum.
Father's murderer.
By my father's murderer. I'm purely to make millions. I don't really need to be a lawyer anymore.
Yeah. Good point. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in a law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder. That's it. Impossible. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language.
It's too late, Mr. Wright.
Oh no.
There's no turning back for us now.
It looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. Edgeworth, buddy, hang on a second. let's think this through. We don't need to go this far. The chief is a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder. question.
I don't care anymore, like I said. Regarding his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. Watch, bang.
Edgeworth, what the fuck, man?
Look, I'm tired.
That's no excuse.
The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
I see.
The idea of using the
Really,
excuse of the idea of saying I'm tired as an excuse it actually sounds hilarious to me.
I'm tired. Bang. He's dead. Just giving him no chance to say anything about the situation. He just gets shot. Oh, God. All right, then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. Show us the evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman.
It says I have to present the ID card record, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because his name is at the top, basically.
ID, but yes.
Yeah. What's the ID card list? Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list that we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. Seven.
You don't have to say it.
777.
I only have to say it as Edgeworth because Edgeworth would do that.
I've already said it, though. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 77777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on the list. Chief Gant, you went to the evidence room on the day of the crime.
Oh, he's angry.
Yeah, he's angry. He's just like, damn it! My love with the number 7 has betrayed me! Lucky number, my ass! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations.
And I demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. For right now, the court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card.
Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. What about it? I'm the chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I could go anywhere I want.
Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone?
I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Gant, I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt.
No, it isn't, Your Honor. The trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we will need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Shows proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime.
I believe, according to this ID card, I'm going to double check why, though. Oh.
Which ID card?
The lost item report.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It can only be submitted to the chief of police. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime.
Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it.
So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the chief of police. Yet you are in possession of the report. Which means you can't be sure if he filed it. I filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to. Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him. There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman. Exactly.
Wait, you weren't supposed to say yes.
But wait. The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort.
Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body.
No!
That's a very good damage sprite.
Yeah, he got zapped by lightning there. I like that. That's divine judgment.
I believe his design is partially based on Zeus.
Yeah. That makes sense. The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, so no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. Yeah, except for Joe Dark. I don't know how to explain that one.
He's not in his right mind.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was trying to stop the murder of Blue Badger.
No, I've summoned it. I have to unsummon it. You don't understand. Release the monster into this world.
After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course.
You're forgetting, Mr. Wright. The victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot in my car. How did he manage to move it there?
I was at the police department the entire day, you know.
And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony.
Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you! Take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. You can't. You left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. Last time, I thought it was a useless clue, just taking space.
So the Mandela image of take this weird body and shove it into Worthy's car. It's a prank, you see. A jeep, if you will. Oh ho ho ho! Don't look into it.
Surprise him with a dead body.
Not a dead body, a mannequin I covered in jam. Don't look into it.
It's a mannequin, not a dead body. Don't worry about it. How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief can't use this.
According to this, I have to use the screwdriver, and I don't even know how he gets to this conclusion.
Oh, I get it. Brought back to his office by Gant's request. It's an evidence for a past case of Edgeworth's. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. What's that? A screwdriver. What does that have to do with this case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is the screwdriver doing here?
It's here because... Ah!
Yeah. So the chief didn't need to move the body all the way over to the prosecutor's office. He just needed to move the body to Edgeworth's car. Edgeworth moved the body to the prosecutor's office.
After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office.
But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to.
You mean I...
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one possible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Order! What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph the Star took at the prosecutor's office. This is not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. There's a photo of the... Oh,
That's me. It's the photo of the body being taken from the trunk.
Chief Gant, please say something! I believe your time's up. My time's up? Sorry, Reto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're going to make it in time for the early bird special.
It's afternoon. Early bird special is morning. Do you just not understand how time works?
Objection!
But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. And what I told you earlier. A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
Yes, I'm losing.
Objection!
So you're going to just run away after all of this?
Run away! Don't make me laugh-worthy! I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright? Your Honor? Have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman made Miss Skye dispose of the body. Have any concrete proof?
We don't have proof yet.
We don't have proof yet, no. It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence. See, Udgy? In that case, This court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What? Here's a tip. Never gamble where you can't afford to lose, right? It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Edgy, I'll leave the rest to you. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency. What?
Lady Luck, We should have a word with her.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean?
In Halloween Horror Nights, there's a character that's pretty much Lady Luck, but the gimmick for her is you don't want her intention. She does not like you. She will fuck with you.
Oh dear.
So whenever you hear, like, talk to Lady Luck, Lady Luck's on my side. No, she isn't. She's just waiting to the exact moment will be immensely hilarious for her to fuck with you.
Yeah, that sounds like Luck in general, honestly.
Guys and Dogs is a whole song about how Lady Luck's pretty much essentially a flake and doesn't actually stick with the guy she came in with.
Yeah, I remember that sort of song, yeah.
It's a very catchy song.
It is.
But it makes a point. If you're having a lucky streak, that she's going to leave.
Yeah,
you'll get boring. There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony.
The lady who knows the truth. Another witness.
In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony.
But Chief Kent has revoked his right to refuse to testify.
There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person?
Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling the witnesses today.
Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist? Well, would it be Lana Sky? She may not be willing to tell the truth.
Yeah, it's Lana Sky.
But we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth.
Take that!
The defendant, Miss Lana Sky. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders. Oh, we do have proof about that kind of thing, don't we? Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Sorry, that was.
Waiting for you to say it, so.
I was like my mouth. I was in the middle of yawning.
Ah, yes.
God damn it, again.
It happens. We're almost done with it, though.
Hopefully.
Just hang in there.
I can. Just. It's the biological function that's hard stuff.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Very well. Recess, right? In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defense testimony. This court is now Hold. Oh. Huh? Chief Kent, I thought you were going to eat.
Apparently, the person I was meeting with is sick. With everything. I didn't poison him.
Listen, good. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder.
He can't do this. This is pretty much a confession.
Literally, this would have you put in contempt of court. This is like threatening witnesses. you would be thrown in jail so fucking fast for doing this.
And that's a black mark on a chief of police record. It might not convict him, but it'll definitely ruin his career.
Absolutely. Like, ruin his career is one thing. This would put every other case in all kinds of scrutiny. You just threatened a witness. Like, what are you doing? And you did it in front of the entire court.
Why don't they ever cover this in the cases like this whenever lawyers do Phoenix Wright cases? It's always like the first case or the second case. It's never like one of the later cases where the rules start going out the window for drama purposes.
I'm honestly not sure. I think there is a good reason for it. I just don't know what it would be.
I guess it's to avoid spoilers, but just point out spoiler warning for these cases. We're going to be talking about these cases.
I guess it's also because the first case has quite a lot of ground to cover.
This case has an evidence law that is 2 laws.
Yeah. Anywho, of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. All right, then. I've got a lunch date to meet. Okay, if there aren't any further objections.
Judge, please!
This court is now in recess.
To
2:04 p.m.
Looks like we managed to stay in the game.
Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. Yeah, Chief, he's something else, pals.
He wouldn't even give me $50.
He asked for his $50 back, actually. I'd already spent it. Detective Gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. At your office. My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top-notch girl you used to work with. You mean Maya?
You don't understand, Detective Gumshoe. You need to kill a lot of people to fill Maya's shoes.
You need to understand. She was not a good person.
She committed so many unsolved crimes I don't have evidence for.
You can't start again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. That's Phoenix. Kind of fits it though.
Remember what the judge said?
I didn't hear you. Oh, yep. That's a
Flashback.
I don't need to say that.
Sorry. I just looked at the text box. I didn't actually see what color it was in.
No problem.
That's you, though.
Risks. What did he mean by that?
It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true.
Is that Lana? Emma?
Emma.
Emma, are you okay?
Yeah. When I came to, I was in the medical office. I didn't even know we had one. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before.
Don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
Relieved?
Yeah, I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she's changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside. To force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do.
That must be why she became so cold.
It was all my fault. So because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
You can blame it all at once. Basically, you're a clown. Chief Gant might be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. Remember now, I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. No, you didn't.
That is not how that worked. I see. Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act. Emma, why don't you wait here?
No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, right? It's time to end this.
That is an ominous sound. I'm actually kind of concerned.
Did I save?
I think it did. Hit the button again though, just be safe if you wanna. You know, it's so fast it like confuses us. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand? That'd be you.
Sorry. Miss Lana Sky, you're the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
Mixed up, but
Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You all know what I've done. You all know that I've done these past 2 years.
you know all that I've done these past 2 years. You swapped all and no. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Miss Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get to Gant.
I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My own motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana!
If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She sacrificed herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
The chief never prepared me for this. She's not. I know my own sister. And if she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. No, that's the blue badger outside again.
Oh shit, not again. Yeah, this is no time to start second guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. I assume you know exactly what we need in this situation.
Yeah.
Hold it!
You say that you did this all by yourself.
Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems like I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor Ward's knife was stuck in the victim's body.
What? Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. No, Detective Gant said so.
Yep, you
The
did.
reality is, it wasn't my sister who took that prosecutor's life. Anna says all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change the statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that's so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, I was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
Oh, just to protect me. On Emma, don't read my mind, it's rude.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. Press.
You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then you moved the body.
But why? Why would you do that? You know, people should know, Edgeworth. You always had a good head on your shoulders.
It isn't that bad, but maybe I'd ask for the sake of others. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
That's where he deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? Just for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body.
Then represent the unstable jar. This is becoming the most useful piece of evidence here.
Yeah, it really is. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene when Neil Marshall was murdered?
Becoming Southern Judge.
Did I really?
A little bit, yeah.
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony.
Contradiction in my testimony.
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plans."
That's right.
You have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar.
I mean, he could have. It just would look weird.
It wouldn't match up, is the thing, I think. Order, order.
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regards to this jar and its bloody message. Its bloody message. We may be missing something crucial here.
Edgeworth, you're not British. Stop it. I know you want to be, but no.
I'm sophisticated, I am. Chief Prosecutor.
Oh, send this man help. He's having an aneurysm.
Go Worthinens. Edgeworth is having a stroke. It seems you're in the dark as we are. About the truth towards which we are headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together information to arrive at the truth.
Very well, the witness may now continue her testimony. Even she's confused, like, what is happening?
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. It was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Skip. Skip.
Skip.
Yep. Present.
Yeah, that was not right. The jar? Are you looking for? Or what are you looking for?
It's skipping past it super fast for some reason.
Yeah, I see that. You're like zipping left and right. I don't know why. It's very confusing.
Going to what I see, this is the last time we're going to use the jar.
I think so. Miss Guy, I believe this jar conceals the truth even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe.
In the chief's safe? But how?
I knew it. She really didn't know.
There's something even more disturbing. Sorry, that's you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bad at best. Stop it. Sit down. I know I've interrupted you like that before recently, but stop it. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. Yet they are actually pretty large. There's not like small fragmentation on it. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Huh, can you believe that?
Forgotten, Your Honor. When the witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could be written on a shattered jar. In that fashion, another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years?
The stumbling over because of the text loading actually makes sense of, like, the judge trying to find an excuse for his friend.
Uh-huh. Well, Your Honor, can you answer that? Yeah. No! Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
Damon
Damon
Gant
Gant.
arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness.